One of the biggest problems that we have heard from brokers in the industry about dealing with leads from marketing, from ad campaigns, and from colder sources that don't entail word of mouth and super hot referrals who have already decided to buy is getting people to show up for calls. When it comes to referrals and word of mouth, 100 out of 100 times, you're going to get those people to answer the phone whenever you've arranged. You're going to get them to click on the Zoom link at the time that you've arranged. But when it comes to leads from Facebook, from Google, from other advertising campaigns, you can't necessarily guarantee or expect that they're going to be so inclined to do that. They don't know you, they don't really fully trust you yet, and if they haven't been watching your content for a long time, they're not going to be inclined to give you the same respect that they're going to give to a close friend of theirs or a family friend who's also a mortgage advisor. So I want to talk today about some very, very simple processes that you can implement that will see you get an increase in your show up rate. Generally speaking, you want to aim for around the 70 to 80% mark. If it's any lower than this, if it's 60, you can survive. If it's below 50, there's a bit of a problem with your show up. But there's nothing to say that if you implement this, that you can't reach 75%, 80%, 90%, 95% show up rates on your calls from your colder lead sources. And if you actually implement everything that we talk about in this video, I'd love to see how that goes for yourself, and I'd love to hear your feedback on it as well. So I'd recommend that you take the next 5 to 10 minutes, actually listen, get out a notepad and a pen as well, and take some notes. It's very good being able to say, oh, I watched a video, I understand the basics, I understand what I need to do, and then not fucking do it. It's very easy to say that you understand it without actually implementing it. So if you take anything from this, I really hope that you try and implement some of this and actually see the results for yourself. But I'm going to jump onto the laptop and take you through the exact workflows and the exact process that we're using to guarantee a 75 to 80% show up rate with all of our accounts. So let's do it. Like we have already said, when it comes to dealing with colder leads, even with your warmer leads, there is going to be instances where people do not show up to calls whenever you have scheduled them. Life gets in the way, something comes up, and this goes for people who are even referrals and super hot leads who are convinced on working with you. If you have someone who's only problem aware and isn't even fully committed to working with you yet, there's an even higher likelihood that this person, for whatever reason, doesn't end up showing up to the call. But by having a proper reminder workflow and a reminder sequence and a proper system, a proper CRM, like the one we're using here, this is Go High Level, and it's what we use for all of our done for you clients, and as you can see here on my own personal account as well. This is how we can guarantee our show up rate and make sure that 75 to 80% of all booked calls actually show up and attend at the expected time so that calls can be conducted and more deals can be closed as a result of it. If you're looking for access to this, I'm going to take you through my exact workflow, by the way, and exactly how you can get these people to show up. But if you're looking for access to do this yourself, first link in the bio, you'll get access to a 14-day free trial for Go High Level. And if you want my exact workflows, so the exact automation sequence, then drop a comment below and just say that you're looking for the actual automations and the workflows, and I'll make sure to send that across, or send me a message on Instagram and I can send it over there as well. But without further ado, let's actually jump into how to get this set up. As I've already explained in previous videos, with all of my done for you clients, and this isn't like some perverted way of trying to sell to you or anything like that, I'm just explaining what we do and what's been working. We have a 2-call close framework. Introduction call, which is to build rapport and say hello and do a basic fact find, and an advancement call to confirm documents and actually close the sale and advance the sale as well. But getting them to show up, we use the exact same process for both calls, and I want to go ahead and actually take you through exactly what that looks like now. I don't actually have this built out in my current account, as I use the reminders through Calendly for myself, but on behalf of other clients and on your behalf, I'm actually going to do this completely from scratch and take you through exactly how to do it. So whenever you're looking through this yourself, you'll see A to Z exactly how to get it set up. So by hitting the new workflow and starting from scratch, we can create a new set of automations here. I am going to go ahead and call this test, because this isn't actually real for myself. Appointment, still spelled it wrong, appointment reminder workflow. And when it comes to actually getting this set up, you want to add a trigger. And a trigger is essentially when this happens, then every action below this will then happen in order. And you want your trigger to be an appointment getting booked. So when an appointment gets booked, XYZ reminders get sent out. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. So you're going to want to hit add new trigger. And the trigger is going to be appointment status. And what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and say whenever an appointment is considered as confirmed on a calendar, the reminders will then be sent out. So the second that you confirm an appointment on your calendar, it'll automatically send those reminders for absolutely every single one after you've set this up. So you don't need to do it manually. Event type is going to be normal. And there's different filters that we add. You don't need to necessarily understand these, just copy me. If I can get this out of the way. We want to do in calendar. We want to pick the calendar. So we can do introductory call. This is what I've been using currently as it stands. And then we have one last one, and that is, bear with me. The one last filter we want to add is appointment status is, and the status is going to be confirmed. So for all confirmed appointments that are booked onto the calendar, we're going to be sending off this reminder workflow, and that is the trigger. So we have appointment status, event type normal. In your calendar, you're going to want to go ahead and set up your own calendars on your own Go High Level account. And whenever it is considered as a confirmed appointment, it'll actually trigger the workflow. So by hitting save trigger, that is our trigger sorted. The next thing that we're going to want to do is actually confirm the appointment for individuals. So let's say we have a short phone call, for example. As soon as a lead comes in, new lead comes in through the ads, we give them a call to get in touch and see what the situation is and say, okay, cool, let's get booked in for a proper chat. And whenever that has been booked in, what we're going to want to do is actually send off confirmation. So whenever it is confirmed, what we want to do is we want to send an email and an SMS to the client. If this comes fresh, straight after the phone call, and it mentally commits them to showing up to the call, it's going to work in your favor and you'll see your results coming in through it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do send email. And now we can send them an email. When it comes to from name, you can literally do this as whatever you want, but I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you do that as your company name. In this instance, I operate under my own name more than a company name, so I'm going to do Emmett McCarry. And when it comes to email, you can literally do whatever you want. You can do anything, but just for the sake of this, I'm going to do info@emmettmccarry.com. Brilliant. Subject, I would just go ahead and say meeting confirmed, for example. Meeting confirmed. And you can do with company name whatever you want with Emmett. It's completely up to you. This stuff isn't going to make all that much of a difference. And then you can just simply go ahead and say hi, and you'll see this little tag. It gives us custom values. Whenever I say custom values, we can do things like, for example, contact first name. So let's say we book it with John Smith. Hi John, your appointment with, we can actually go ahead and do the company name here as well. Let's say, for example, if I can actually get that to work, account name, it comes up as location name. Your appointment with location name, account name, is confirmed. See details below. And what we can do here is actually go ahead and add the details for the appointment below, just like this. We'll see appointment, start date and time. And that will actually send off the time for the appointment to the individual's first name with your business name. Looking forward to speaking with you. And then you can do a signature, whatever you like. It's completely up to yourself. That is an email confirmation, and we can do the exact same thing for SMS. So you can imagine how this looks. Send SMS. There we go. When it comes to this, hi John. Contact first name once again. Your appointment with location name, or account name if you like, is confirmed. See details below. And we can go ahead and do the exact same thing that we did last time with the appointment details. Appointment, start date and time. So as soon as an appointment is actually booked in, let's say you book this in manually after a quick phone call with that lead, straight after they come through your ad campaign, you want to get them on for a proper phone call or a proper Zoom call, we can set this up straight away. And they'll get that mental clarification, that mental confirmation as soon as that call is booked. Okay, this is official. I know that this is happening. I can expect to show up for this. But let's say, for example, you book this 3 days in advance. I always recommend that you do it as soon as you can, within the first 24 to 48 hours. But
let's say you can't. They come in on a Thursday, they're busy on the Friday, and you can't get them in until the Monday, for example. You're going to want to send some reminders before that meeting as well, closer to the time. I'd recommend, obviously, like I say, the confirmation here as well. We can change this, for example, to confirmation email. And the same for SMS. You're still going to want your own reminders in there. I would recommend that you do a 24-hour reminder, a 1-hour reminder, and a 5 or 10-minute reminder as well, probably closer to the 10. So this will give them mental clarification the day before at the same time, that tomorrow at this time I have a call with company name, or with Emmett in this instance. And then 1 hour before, just in case they happen to forget from the 24 hours, or if they haven't put it into their calendar, or if something came up and they're busy elsewhere, they'll get that clarification once again 1 hour before the call. But how do we actually do that? Let's run through it. So what you want to do here is you want to actually search for wait. And the wait feature, what this does is we can change this to time delay. We can do event or appointment time, wait until before or after event start time or appointment time. We want before the appointment start time. So this is actually perfect for us. Before, and we want to do 1 day. And that's it. If time in the step, just leave this as skip all outbound communications. You can read through that yourself if it doesn't make any sense yet. But we can do this whereby it is 24 hours before the appointment. And save. And then we can do the exact same thing again. Send email. It's going to ask me to go ahead and fill that out. Let's actually do that. Subject. 24 hours to go. And I'm going to just do just to save. I think you get the picture when it comes to actually typing that out in terms of the words that you want on your 24-hour reminder. And once again, we want to do send SMS. And then with 24 hours to go, for example. Type that out properly yourself. Throw in the names, throw in the appointment time as well. And get that saved. And then we do the same process, whereby we have wait. But this time, like I said, 24-hour reminder, 1 hour reminder, and a 10-minute reminder. We want to do event or appointment time, and we want to do 1 hour. So 1 hour before the appointment, we're going to be doing this. And this again is going to be another email and SMS. 1 hour to go. We can have that saved. Set 1 hour reminder. Just like this. Send SMS. 1 hour reminder. And we can obviously, oh dear. Just like that. And we can do the same, obviously, for the 24-hour reminders as well. So email, 24-hour reminder, and SMS, 24-hour reminder. So this keeps things actually organized. So whenever we're coming into, for example, amend workflows, or we're making some small tweaks to this, we know exactly what this is from the surface of it, and it's a little bit more organized for us, and that's all. We do the 1 hour reminder, and then once again, you can go ahead and do wait and add yourself in a 10-minute reminder, for example. So time delay, we want to change that to eventment or appoint time, and we want to make this 10 minutes in this instance. So 10 minutes before, I need to amend this as well to 1 hour before and 10 minutes before. It might seem complicated on the surface of things, guys, but honestly, the software is actually very intuitive. It's very self-explanatory whenever you just get in and play around with it. So I'd recommend, like I said, it's a 14-day free trial anyway. It's free. So there's no harm in giving something like that a go. And then we have 10 minutes before. So whilst it might seem a little complicated or whatever, once this has been set up, all of a sudden, like if you can get yourself an 80% show up rate when people would normally only get a 40, 50, 60% show up rate, then you're going to be winning. And realistically, well, I've only been doing this for 12 minutes now, and 2 of that was spent talking. It's very simple. It's great return on investment for your time. So I strongly recommend that you do have a look at it. And then send email. And we want to do 10 minutes to go. Obviously, guys, you're just going to amend this and make sure that it's actually personalized to yourself. I don't recommend that you have that as your subject header for each of the emails. And you can get creative with this stuff as well. You can go super creative, or you can just go super dull, and you can just say simple, speak in 10 minutes, your appointment is in 10 minutes. It really doesn't matter. But just making sure that you have that clarification with the leads is going to be the important part. 10 minutes to go. And that is us, guys. That is the entire reminder workflow. Once I label this 10 minutes before, that is the entire reminder workflow. If you play around with this, obviously we have things like the custom values, whereby we put in the lead's first name. We can put in your own first name, your business first name. We can throw in the appointment start time and the date as well to make sure that they are 100% clear on exactly what's happening, who it's for, who it's with, and just get really clear. Because if you just finish all of your setting calls, for example, whenever I say setting calls, I mean the call on which you set the introduction appointment. If you leave every one of those by saying, oh, okay, cool, I'll see you in 4 days' time or in the afternoon, for example, it's not very clear. If there isn't a confirmed time, a definitive calendar event that this person knows, okay, I'm waking up this morning, what do I have at 2 p.m. today? I have a call with Emmett. I have a call with X Mortgage Brokerage. And having those reminders 24 hours before, 1 hour before, and 10 minutes before, it's going to save you a lot of time in terms of manual follow-ups. And if you're not doing manual follow-ups or even no follow-ups or reminders, then it's going to save you a lot of time in chasing people that don't show for calls. It's a lot more efficient. But like I said, the software is completely free for the first 14 days anyway. You can go ahead and have a look. Second link in the bio, and you can get access to this exact reminder. I'll give you the link to this snapshot that you can use yourself and implement your own account. If you just drop a comment underneath, I'll get that over to you. That being said, if you do not want to do any of this yourself because you have more money than time, then I recommend that you click on the first link in the bio. But I will go ahead and preface you, it is a link to my sales funnel, and I will try and sell you if you click on it. But once again, I said this in my last video, ask yourself if what you've been doing has been working. If you're constantly hitting goals and you're constantly smashing things, you don't need my help anyways. But if you feel like you're hitting a bit of a dead end and a brick wall, then feel free to have a chat. I'm not going to try and sell you on anything. I'll just try and have a conversation about some of those problems that you're facing and how I can maybe help. So appreciate you tuning in. Great to have you here for this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next video as well. Take care.